Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Parabrahmane Vidmahe Shivatatvaya Dhimahi Tanno Mohana Prachodayat. My dear friends, welcome to yet another session on the Hello Life, a journey from outwards towards inwards. We have been walking for a few days now together, and let's explore a very important topic today about friendships. Before we start today's session, I would like to commence with a shloka from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that says, Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. So this translates into Asatoma, unreal, from unreal to real. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Sat, real, truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from darkness to Jyoti, light. From darkness to light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Mrityu, death, to Amritam Gamaya, timeless, immortal. Now, we all can and have the potential to do this transition from Asatoma, Sadgamaya, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma, Amritam Gamaya. We can transition from all these unreal to real state, from absolute darkness to light, and from death to immortal. How? By choosing right friends, by choosing right company. Today's topic is basically to explore and experience that. Before starting the session, a simple question to all of us. Close your eyes and think of 5 people that you are always in touch with, or you are mostly in touch with. 5 people. Hopefully, you all had an opportunity to get visuals or glimpse of those 5 people. Now, check for yourself. After being in the company of those individuals, how do you feel? Either through phone calls, or through, say, Zoom meetings or WhatsApp video calls, or person to person connection. It could be anybody. We are not restricting this to family members or friends or whoever. I'm calling about, in general, 5 people that you are regularly in touch with or most regularly in touch with, and how do you feel about their presence in your life? Not for not for being judgmental or criticizing, but just observe how you feel. Do you feel heavy or do you feel light? Do you feel pumped up or do you feel saddened or you feel very tight? That basically gives you whether that company is helping you elevate, move to the next level, or drawing you back. Consider yourself to be a magnet, right? You are attracting various things towards us. We have a choice on what energy we are attracting towards us. You have the right to choose the right friends for yourself. If something is draining you, if something is making you feel exhausted, if something is putting you doubt in your head, stop, pause, think. Which is why my master Mohanji always says Sat Sang, company of people in truth. Their job is to elevate you, or to move you from darkness towards light. Now, we spoke about the theoretical aspect. To some extent, we contemplated on the connections we have, etc. I would like to quote three stories for you people, which will establish the essence of what it means to be a true friend, what it means to have true friendship in our lives. You could then draw parallels to the relationships or the friendships you have in your life and see how it is taking you further. The first one is from Bhagavata Purana of the friendship between Lord Krishna and his friend Sudama. Both were young boys. They went to the school of Sage Sadipani. He is the guru of Lord Shri Krishna and Sudama. Krishna comes from a very well to do royal lineage, royal family, and Sudama is a very poor village boy, just herding cows, and that's about it. Their friendship in the younger days were nothing short of absolute miracle and delight to watch or feel or hear. They were inseparable. They were always together. They ate together. They slept together. They always played together. And most importantly, they enjoyed each other's company so much so that they would sleep in each other's house most of the time. You don't have to search for one person, because you would always, if you find the other person is going to be with them. For example, if you're searching for Krishna, if you're able to find Sudama, Krishna is with Sudama, and vice versa. So that's how inseparable these two people were. The time cycle evolved. They both drifted apart. Krishna took responsibility of leading the kingdom, establishing Dwaraka, looking after his people and the kingdom and everyone. Krishna got really busy. On the other side, Sudama continued to experience poverty, was poor, became poorer, and he was extremely poorest in the village if you were to see. He had literally torn clothes to wear, no food to consume. He had a hut which leaked most of the time when it rained, and if it was sun, it was too hot for people that they would burn inside. So he was living in such precarious conditions, Sudama and his family. One day, Sudama's wife tells Sudama, "Hey, your friend is the king of Dwaraka, Lord Krishna. Why don't you go and meet your friend? I'm sure he will help you." Sudama so far never asked anything from Krishna. That's the beauty of friendship, if you see. In friendship, you never ask, it happens. You could definitely recall many instances where people came forward without you even asking. They will be there by your side, no word spoken. A shoulder is always there ready to lean upon. True friends. Likewise, Sudama, he never asked anything from Krishna. They both were so close, so thick friends. They knew each other's heart. Sudama tells his wife, "How can I go and ask him anything? He is my friend. Would he not feel bad?" And his wife says, "No, don't think about it that way. You are going to meet your friend, and if a friend is in need, the other friend will definitely support. That is the dharma of friendship. It happens without saying a word." So Sudama, unwillingly, he was not convinced, but his wife says, and he understood his situation. So he goes. Before going, Sudama says, "It's a shame for me to walk in front of Lord Krishna without taking anything. I have nothing to give him. What will I take?" And then out of nowhere, Sudama's wife was searching all the empty vessels that she had. And then one of the vessels, she just had a handful of puffed rice. So she tore apart a portion of the clothing that she wore. It was already torn cloth. She made furthermore tear on it, removed a portion, and then tied the puffed rice in that cloth and gave it to Sudama. Now Sudama goes to Dwaraka to meet Krishna. Now, As soon as Sudama enters the kingdom area, the news goes to Krishna. Sudama doesn't go to the courtyard of Krishna. Krishna comes to the gates where Sudama is there, or Sudama was walking from. What a beautiful sight you see. Just visualize. A friend is walking, very poor, feet burnt, torn clothes, and here you have Krishna, a king, running, jumping out of his seat through the courtyard, through the gates that he had, to the entrance to meet his friend, to welcome his friend. Bhagavata Purana says Krishna washed the feet of his friend Sudama. When he was doing, tears started overflowing from Krishna. Tears of joy of meeting a friend after a very long time. Krishna hugs Sudama so tight, so much so that they become absolutely one. Such a tight hug. We all would have had that hug at one point in time. The hug that I have with my master is one such. Very, very tight. You feel heart to heart. That touches. That's the heart to heart connection that we are talking about. Krishna is so elated, so happy to see Sudama. And Sudama is equally happy. Sudama does not ask anything at all. He just exchanged pleasantries. They were talking about everything. And Sudama was trying to hide the puffed rice that he brought in a torn piece of cloth. Krishna notices. Krishna says, "Hey, what have you got for me?" And then Sudama very hesitantly from the back takes the puffed rice and gives it to Krishna. Krishna is like, "Oh, thank you so much. I love this. This is amazing." And then unwraps the cloth and starts eating. Krishna finishes everything, not a single morsel left behind. Sudama is happy, Krishna is happy. They spoke about everything. And then time came, Sudama says, "Thank you, Krishna. It was lovely meeting you." They both didn't want to separate, but they all had responsibilities. So Sudama goes back. On his way back to his village, Sudama was thinking, what is all this? I came here to meet Krishna. I met Krishna. I didn't ask him anything at all. What will my wife think? I have to go back with something. I have nothing with me. Anyway, Sudama enters the village. To his surprise, the place, the torn hut house that he was staying, is now looking like a palace for him. His family was wearing beautiful clothes. His wife had plenty of ornaments. They all were smiling. They all were ecstatic. They all were very happy. Even before Sudama reached his village, Krishna took care of every single need of Sudama and beyond. And Bhagavata Purana says, after that meeting, Sudama had no dearth for wealth. He remained very, very wealthy, very happy. His family was so pleased and always indebted to Lord Krishna. Such a beautiful friendship, you see. A friendship that doesn't ask for anything, yet the friendship gives everything. It's not about transaction part here. It's about the connection part. It's about what value one get from the presence of the other person in your life. Which is why my master Mohanji always says, the people who walk with you will determine how high you raise in your life. If you choose the right people who are walking with you, you will be able to attain the highest. So, walk with people who takes you there to the highest level. So, this is story of Krishna and Sudama. Let's get into the second story. Second story of Lord Hanuman and his master Ram. Again, if you see, we are talking about a master and a disciple kind of an equation. However, the main relationship that sustained this whole thing is the friendship, the bonding between them. It's not about the seeker and what is sought. It's more about the friendship or the relationship that is established. My master says in the Ramayana period, Hanuman was in the forest, right? So he was sitting in the trees and he just saw some random people there. He didn't know who they were. And all he knew was it's not from his clan, it's not from his people, it's not from his gang. So he goes and figures out who they are. As soon as he meets Ram, something happens in him. His presence opens up Lord Ram. Tears started flowing in the eyes of Lord Ram. And then he gets to know that Lord Ram is there to spend in exile for 14 years with his brother Lakshmana and wife Sita. And then you all know that Ravana came in a disguise and he took away Sita. And here is where the true friendship stood out. Lord Ram single handedly he leaped from India to Sri Lanka. One jump is all it took. He almost burnt the entire fort of Ravana. When Hanuman enters the court, Ravana treats him so bad, he abuses him. Someone says, oh, he's just a monkey. And then they lit the fire on Hanuman's tail. Hanuman, being Hanuman, showed his true colors. He almost burnt the entire fort there. When Lakshmana was hurt and he was in dying state, Hanuman went to fetch a herb. He couldn't figure out, he didn't had enough time. So he literally shook and took the entire mountain with him and he flew to Lanka to save Lakshmana. You see? That is the power. That is the connection he had with Lord Ram. Lord Ram was his breath and beyond. Now the war was over. Sita came back to Ayodhya. They all were living together. Now it was almost end of the yuga. Yama comes and tells Rama, Rama, you have to come with me. Your time is over. Yama is the god of death. Now, Yama very well knows that if he goes to Lord Ram, Hanuman will kick his ass. Nobody can dare to go to his master. Hanuman was that solid presence in front of anyone. He was guarding Ram like anything. So, Yama knows if he goes, he will get his back kicked, well and truly. So he asks Ram, Rama, you have to come. Nobody is beyond time. So do something. Then Ram removes a ring and then drops in a portal. Patala Loga goes down and says, by mistake, I dropped my ring. Can you please fetch it, Ram? Hanuman. Then Hanuman dives deep, goes through various lokas under the earth. We think we are at the surface, but Puranas and Upanishads say we have 7 lokas above and 7 lokas beneath. So it keeps going down. There is another side story to it about how Hanuman gets to know that the whole cycle of all the yugas repeat, how it is just not once Ram came, but every time this cycle happened, there were multiple Rams. It's a side story. Anyway, Hanuman goes down. In this time, Ram leaves to heaven with Yama. Hanuman goes down, brings the drink back to the to the earth. He couldn't find his master. He was confused as to what is happening. Then he hears his master's voice. He says, Hanuman, I am very sorry. I am very weak in front of your love for me. I go down on my knees. Your love shakes me up. If you were here, I can't go. My time has come, I have to leave. But your love will bind me. Hence, I did this to you. Please forgive me. And most importantly, Hanuman, wherever you hear my name, you have to be there. Show your presence there. Which is why, even today, it is said that, and some of them have actually felt presence of Hanuman When someone sings in praise of Lord Ram, such is the power of friendship. You are fully committed into that. There is no halfway, in or out. In, full, surrender. That's about it. What a beautiful relationship. What a beautiful connection between them. My master always says that be Hanuman. Hanuman had Ashta Siddhi Navaniti. All kinds of knowledge, all kinds of wealth. All of this came not because he sought anything, because of his connection to Ram. That's about it. His friendship to Ram, his connection to Ram gave him everything. If you are Hanuman, if when you become Hanuman, when you have your master as single goal in your life, you attain Ashtasiddhi, you attain Navanidhi, and you go beyond. Again, you see who you are walking with, who you are connected to, matter a lot here. So these two stories are again from Vedas and Puranas and Upanishads. Let's set that aside. Modern times, just few decades ago, you had a beautiful relationship between Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Vivekananda. He was earlier, Swami Vivekananda was earlier called as Narendranath Datta. A young man, very, very educated man, and he wouldn't accept anything because someone says. He needs proof for everything. He was brilliant. He was very argumentative. He wanted proof. He wanted evidence for everything. There were so many scholars who came and tried to convince him of God. He was not atheist. All he said was, prove to me God exists and I will accept. He never said there is no God. He simply said, show me God and I will accept. Prove it to me. As destiny would have its play, one day he was in his friend's place and there came a priest from one of the village temple, right? That was none other than Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was neither a learned, nor was he a scholar, nor did he speak any of Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas. Absolutely nothing. He was fully drenched in Kali consciousness. Mother Kali was inside him completely. Kali took over him. Ramakrishna never existed. And then he was just sitting in, Narendranath Datta was sitting and just observing, who is this person? He doesn't look natural to me. His eyes were very powerful. It's drawing me towards him. It's doing something to me. Yet he wouldn't have any conversation, nothing. Being brilliant, being argumentative, being very logical, so many things started running in his head. Then Ramakrishna just says 3 words, come to Dakshineshwar. That's about it. He didn't say a word beyond this. Immediately, Narendranath Datta packs up everything, goes to Dakshineshwar. There, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa showers him with all the love and affection and everything. Still, Narendranath Datta was extremely argumentative. He wouldn't agree to what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says. At the same time, Ramakrishna never argued anything back. He simply smiled and, okay, beta, okay. Accepted everything. He never went into that argumentative mode with Narendranath Datta. But there was a magnetic pull that Narendranath Datta never left the side of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He stayed there. He stood there. One day, Narendranath Datta comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and Ramakrishna just keeps his palm in the heart of Narendranath Datta. It's written in the book that at that time, all the walls, all the boundaries, every single blockade that Narendranath Datta had set upon himself, They all vanished. Imagine you are in a maze. There is so many structures around you. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what is behind that wall. And there are so many such layers. Imagine everything falls off to the ground like a 3D thing, and all you see is vastness around you. When this was happening, Narendranath Datta started crying. He is so joyous and he says, "Oh, Master, what are you doing to me? I have a family. I have a sister. I have brothers. I have to look after them. What are you doing to me?" He is smiling and he is laughing at the same time. Ramakrishna withdraws his hands. Then all the walls started coming back again. So all the maze just collapsed completely in entirety, and you saw the vastness. And then as soon as the master retracted the hands, everything came back. But at that moment, Narendranath Datta changed. He became Swami Vivekananda. When Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was in his deathbed due to a throat cancer, Swami Vivekananda says, "A glance from my master, I felt a transformation happening. I felt the fire from the master entering me, consuming me fully." Basically, the Shakti path had happened. The energy transfer has happened. Master has fully delivered himself into the disciple. He has merged into the disciple. Then Ramakrishna doesn't exist separately. Ramakrishna became Swami Vivekananda. Right after that, he traveled all over the world, be it United Nations speech to Chicago to London, anywhere around the world. He lived very, very short time on earth, 30 plus years, but he traveled length and breadth and took this village priest from Dakshineshwar who was consumed by Kali consciousness or mother consciousness to the entire world and spread Sanatana Dharma. That's the power of friendship. That's the power of transformation we are talking about. Very, very crucial. Which is why my master, Mohanji, though people may say he is a guru, he is a guide, philosopher, whatever, his identity is very simple. I am a friend to this world. And what is my job? Adding value to the world. How simple? How simpler can it ever be? I am a friend, and my job is to add value to the world. That's about it. Why friend, you may ask? Why not position as a guru? If I am a guru, I need a disciple. A disciple is needed to establish guru. You see, a student is needed to establish a teacher. Everything needs another identity. Friend, I am a friend. I'm a friend to a tree, I'm a friend to an animal, I'm a friend to a person. There is no identity needed, you see. You can be yourself completely. Very, very important, which is why Devi Amma, who was channeling Satya Sai Baba and very, very deeply connected with Agastya and Ma Lopamudra, she channeled Sage Agastya, conveying that my master Mohanji is a Vishwamitra, a friend to the world. How rare is it to get such beautiful friendships, you see? When a master becomes your friend, hold on to that master. Hold on to that friend, for he can take you to the highest. Some may argue that Does everyone get an opportunity to have a master as a friend? Reality is no. We all need to meet a certain wavelength. We all have to reach a particular point where a master comes and holds and takes you further. Not the case with everyone. But in practical aspects, we can always choose the right connections, right? When we said, look at 5 people who you spend most of your time with, that tells you how these 5 people have come to you. And most importantly, are they helping you to walk further? If not, then there is an opportunity to revisit that relationship. My master also beautifully calls out that you are all graduating from school. From class to class, you move as you graduate. Not necessary that every single individual who is with you will come to the next class. Some will pass, they will come. Some will fail, they will stay back. There is no point in feeling bad for the people who failed and stayed back. In fact, if you consider them as a friend and they were pulling you down to sit in the same first standard, when will you ever reach to finish off your university degree and move on? You see, satsang is very important. Rightful company is extremely crucial in these aspects. Choosing your friend dictates how you are moving in your life journey to your highest potential. Which is why it is said, Satsangatve, nissangatvam, nissangatve, nirmohatvam, nirmohatve, nischalatattvam, nischalatattve, jivanmukti. First one, Satsangatve, nissangatvam. What does this actually mean? Through the good company comes attachment to you. Satsangatve, nissangatvam. Good satsang gets you to detachment. Nissangatve, nirmohatvam. Through detachment, nirmoham, delusion goes away. Through detachment, delusion goes away. Nirmohatve, nischalatattvam. Through delusion going away, what do you get? You get stability or steadiness in your life. Nischalatattvam. Then last, Nischalatattve, jivanmukti. When you become steady, you attain the highest liberation. Today's exercise. After every meeting with a particular individual, take 30 seconds, close your eyes, and play back the whole scene that had happened during your time with this individual and see how you felt. Did it levitate you? Did it pull you down? Did it make you feel heavy? Or did it make you feel abundant joy? We are not judging the person here. We are not judging anything here. We are only observing the company and how that has supported you. That's about it. Let us all find good company, and may in that good company, may we all attain the highest Nischalatattve, jivanmukti. Let us all attain jivanmukti. Let us all be liberated in this lifetime. With this, I conclude today's session. I surrender everything to the holy feet of my Master, who is my breath, who is my friend, and beyond. Kayena vacha, manasendarirva, buddhyatmana va, prakrite swabhavat, karomi adhyat sakalam parasmai, narayanayeti samarpayami. Mohanji charanam sharanam prapadhye. Thank you everyone for joining me in today's session. Look forward to meeting you again. Thank you.